Shalom, like give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kwadash, like give double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, sincere Akim. This is an article from apnews.com, and the title says, Sculpted Head of Mystery Biblical King Found in Israel. This was published on June the 9th, 2018. An enigmatic sculpture of a king's head dating back nearly 3,000 years has set off a modern-day mystery caper as scholars try to figure out whose face it depicts. The 5-centimeter sculpture is an exceedingly rare example of figurative art from the Holy Land during the 9th century BC, a period associated with biblical kings. Exquisitely preserved, but for a bit of missing beard, nothing quite like it has been found before. While scholars are certain the stern bearded figure wearing a golden crown represents royalty, they are less sure which king it symbolizes or which kingdom he may have ruled. I'm just going to jump around. It says, Iran Ari, the Israel Museum's curator of Iron Age and Persian archaeology, said the discovery was one of a kind. In the Iron Age, if there is any figurative art, and there largely isn't, it's of very low quality, and this is of exquisite quality. The royal figurine is made of faience, a glass-like material that was popular in jewelry and small human and animal figurines in ancient Egypt and the Near East. The color of the face is greenish because of this copper tint that we have in a silicate paste. Yahalom Matt said, but a crucial clue for identifying it as a Near Eastern monarch was its very interesting hairdo, she said. And that interesting hairdo, as you can see right here, is those cornrows. That shows you how much that these other nations, they are attached to our history and our culture as Israelites. Because you can very clearly see this is a Jake, more than likely from the southern kingdom, a so-called Negro. He has a fully beard. He has the diadem wrapped around his head. That's a jewel crown or a headband. And that's something that's very synonymous with the nation of Israel. The bearded figure's hair is pulled back in thick locks that cover the ears. In other words, braids. And is held in place by a striped diadem of gold. Its hairstyle looks similar to the way ancient Egyptians depicted neighboring Near Eastern peoples in art. The guy kind of represents the generic way Semitic people are described, she said. And that shows you that they know who we are as a people, because if you look up in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary under the word Ham, it lists all these different African nations, but it said not the Negroes. So they know that this man right here you see, or this ancient king, he's Shemitic, not Semitic, but he's Shemitic, And that'll let you know we distinguish between the real Africans, who are known as the Hamites according to the biblical scriptures, and we are the Israelites. And they know that. They know our history, man. So harping back to that diadem, that's something Yahweh Ba'ashem throughout the scriptures. He refers that to the crowning the nation of Israel, starting with the elect. This is Isaiah 28 chapter. Just get to the point, the 5th verse. In that day shall the Lord of hosts be for a crown of glory and for a diadem of beauty unto the residue of his people. And the residue of his people is starting with the elect of the nation of Israel. That's really the nation of Israel now, the elect. Because 2/3 of our people, they don't want to get with the program. So Yahweh Ba'ashem is going to deal away with them, and they'll have to come back into the next kingdom. So the residue of his people is referring to the Israelites, and that's the elect of the Israelites. I did a Google search on hieroglyphics, Hebrews black, and you can see like these different jakes. When we was back in ancient Egypt, we had cornrows, full beards. Here's a good example right here. And also he had like a headband wrapped around his head, you know. That just shows you how they know our history and how much more proof that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans have to have in order for you to see that we are the children of Israel. This proof is just keep coming up, man. It's just all these different articles and news events they have. They appreciate our history so much. They pretty much bring it out to our people that, look, this is who you are. But majority of our people not going to tap to that song, you know. It's a Psalm 85 verse 11. Truth shall spring out of the earth, and righteousness shall look down from heaven. So the truth is not coming out at the end because we are in the last days. Just like you see in the Hollywood movies with these Hollywood producers, all throughout the movie, you probably see all type of lies and hypocrisies. But at the end of that very particular movie, the truth always comes out. So how much more with the Heavenly Father dealing with his people? The truth has to come out at the end. This is Habakkuk 2:14. For the earth should be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. And part of the knowledge of the glory of the Lord is our history. We have to know who we are as a people. We have to know our past to move on with the future in order to gain the kingdom. That's why we're going to appreciate the kingdom so much more, because look how much all the hell that we caught on this side of the world. So it's a complete balance, man. We have to know our history, and we have to know our future as well. I looked up a Google quote from this devil Winston Churchill, and he said a truthful quote. It says, "A nation that forgets its past has no future." Now you think of this, you can only think of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans, which consists of the 12 tribes of Israel. You forgot your past. You forgot who you are as a people. You forgot your heritage. You forgot all your different customs that your true Heavenly Father and your true Creator gave you as a people from the beginning. That's why you assimilate to being called Africans, African Americans, Negroes. You even claiming Wakanda, call yourself Indians, Native Americans, Dominicans, Haitians, Puerto Ricans, anything other than a Hebrew Israelite from whichever perspective tribe you are from. So a nation that forgets its past has no future. This is Jeremiah 17 verse 4. "And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever." And that's how we discontinue from our heritage, from our laws, statutes, and commandments. We went off as a people, and the Most High dealt away with us. But now we coming back. We waking up. And why is that? This is 2 Peter 3:1. "This second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, and both which I stir up your pure minds by the way of remembrance." A part of that article, you see, that should make you remember, like, hey, okay, he has cornrows. What people on this planet Earth have cornrows? You know, he has a fully beard. So that should just stir up your pure minds right there alone. But that's only going to be enlightened to the elect of the nation of Israel. They're the ones going to have those dim lights at first, and they hear the word or they hear something that's regarding the word of Yahweh Bashiach Shai. They are awakened. They are enlightened now. That light bulb is shining. And just to further prove that point, you look up the Greek word for stir. It says,
Strong's G 1326. Diagairo.
It says to wait fully, i.e. arouse, literally or figuratively. Arise, awake, raise, stir up. To wake up, awaken, arouse from sleep. That's why it says in Romans 13:11 that now is high time to awake out of sleep, for our salvation is nearer than we believe. This is Jude 1:5. "I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believe not." So with that article, I will leave it in the description box, and I hope it be very edifying to you, sincere Akim. I give all honor and glory again to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakak, Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders who rule very well. Salutations to you, sincere brothers. Shalom.